This activity is for an 8th grade IT class. I'll be working with my colleague, my fellow Ngason, who's going to act as a student for me today. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
That's great.
Yeah.
Welcome to class this morning.
Thank you.
Okay. So, are you prepared? I sent an assignment yesterday. Did you get a chance to look at it?
I did, and I think I'm prepared.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I asked you a couple of questions. I wanted to know, what was the video or what was that website about?
All right. So the video was about Banned Books Week, just to bring awareness to the fact that there are some books that are being removed from library shelves, and we need to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so why does the who was speaking in the video, why did she think that was so important?
I mean, she felt that it was denying other people that may enjoy reading those books the opportunity to do so.
Okay.
And just because some people don't feel comfortable doesn't mean everybody feels the same way.
Okay,
about
all
the
right.
books. Yeah.
That's great. You got everything. You got it all right.
Thank you.
Well, it so happens that our library also has planned every year. They do a week that celebrates banned books and tries to raise awareness, just as you were explaining. And so our library is doing a project with banned books.
Yes.
She's doing something that's using a separate code, a secret code. So we're going to take our class today and learn how to work with that secret code.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So to begin, let's take a look. I've got a little presentation for you.
All right.
Let's take a look. Okay, so have you ever seen anything like this before?
I have seen this, but I haven't used it, and I don't really know how it works.
Okay, well, do you know what it is or what it's called?
I know that it's called a QR code, but I don't know exactly what it does, honestly.
Okay. All right, how about this? Okay,
Yes, the barcode. I've seen the barcode.
and you see how they have them on the back of each book. So you've seen those before.
Yes.
What do those codes do?
I assume they contain some information about the book.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, that's a good guess.
Mhm.
Well, QR codes do the same thing. They're a way for finding or for sharing information about just about anything.
Okay.
All right, we're going to try it out today. So now I'd like for you to take your mobile app, which has a QR code device loaded onto it. And if you could just open that QR code device up, you should see a little box and a little line. Let me see what it comes up.
There.
All right, exactly. So there's a little square box with that little blinking line. So that's there to help you guide as you scan this barcode. So all right, so why don't you now take your device that has the QR code reader on it, and I want you to line the corners of the square that show up on your screen. Line those up so that you've got that square, that code within that frame.
Okay.
So just line it right up. Okay, try to keep it still, and you'll see some blinking lights. Do you see that? And when it's ready, it's going to connect. Let's give it a second. Maybe back up a little bit.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Okay, so what do you see?
Okay, I see a web link to a Goodreads review about the book.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and click on that to open the link.
All right.
Okay, so while we're waiting for that to come up, so far, what have you learned about that code and this QR code device? What does it do?
I mean, for now, I've learned that it provides information about whatever product that I'm interested in. For example, the book I was looking at is called The Giver, and I'm getting a Goodreads link to the book by using the QR code.
That's right. So QR stands for quick response, and the point of that is that it takes you very quickly
Okay.
to, or should take you very quickly
Yes.
to the information that you want people to know about.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it's linked to a Goodreads review about the book, The Giver, that we've been using as our example.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yes.
And you have a QR code reader and you have internet on your device.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens?
I mean, you're gonna be able to get more information very quickly.
Right.
Just scan it and the information comes up.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So it's a really simple tool, quick response code it's called. Can you say that?
Quick response code.
All right.
Yeah.
QR codes. Quick response codes are used to help people share information very quickly. And they're used in lots of different ways. We're going to be using them and working with them today
Okay.
to help solve the scavenger hunt that the library's created. Let's go to the scavenger hunt that I've handed to you.
All right.
And then we're going to have you answer a few of the questions using your QR code reader.
All
Once
right.
we've done the scavenger hunt, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make some codes of our own.
Okay.
And that will be our assignment. What do you think of that?
That will be exciting.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But let's go to the assignment.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got our our scavenger hunt. Now this is available at the library, but I've taken them so that I can teach you how to get ahead with them.
All right.
So what your assignment will be is to use your QR code, and you'll see that for each QR code, there's then a question.
Yeah.
And the answer to the question is hidden in the information that this code will take you to.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 5-10 minutes, and let's just do the first 2 or 3,
Okay.
and we'll come back to you after. So go ahead and give it a shot.
All right. All right. Nice. Okay. Document is continuing with the theme of banned books, and they have a list of books that have made the list for the year 2015. And then there is a form of a petition for people who want to stand up for their right to
Okay.
read.
All right. So you've got what you've learned about. Now, there's a specific question here. It says, what is the thunderclap? Did you see thunderclap on
Yes,
that
I
page?
saw Thunderclap. So the Thunderclap has the title "Stand Up for Your Right to Read," and I think it's an online petition. So in celebration of the right to read.
Okay. And then the last of the questions on this clip here is name one of the books listed. Do you see the list of books
Yep.
there? Can you give me one of the titles?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're working on this, basically what I want you to do is to write those answers right on this paper.
Okay.
All right? So now you try the next one and see how you can fare with the next question on your own.
All right.
What do you see?
All right, it's loading. The connection is a little slow. And okay, so now I've been linked to the Merriam-Webster dictionary entry, and the word that is being defined here is the word ban, which is a verb.
Okay.
And I see the definition, several definitions for the word.
Okay, and what is the question that you're asked to answer?
So the question was, what does ban mean? So according to the dictionary, Merriam-Webster, ban means to forbid people from using something or to say that something cannot be used or done.
Okay. All right, great. So again, when you have your document, you can fill those answers in.
Yes.
And at the end, not only am I going to give you a grade for that, but you can, if you finish it and you finish it on your own, you can take it to the librarian and she's got a surprise for you.
All right.
What do you think?
Great.
All right, so try, let's take another couple minutes and you can try and answer a few more of those questions.
Sure.
Once the student has had a couple of opportunities to try the QR codes, I'll have them start their document. The first step is to copy the document, and this is a skill that they need to learn. Before you can edit this document, you're going to need to make a copy. Now, this is a technique that you may not have done before. I'm not sure where you are with this yet, but let's go through the steps of making a copy of this document so that you can edit it for yourself and make your own copy. All right? So, to do that, you're going to use your mouse, and let's go over to File. And then you look for it says make a copy. Okay, make a copy. And why don't you put the name at the beginning of the name, put your last name.
All right.
This is our convention. Use your last name to help us keep track of it. And then keep the name of the document.
All right.
And then under where it says folder, you can put it into your school or class folder.
All right.
All right, so for this example, you can save it in a folder that's appropriate for you.
Okay.
When you finish making the copy, you click OK. And then you're going to actually answer your questions in this copy. So make sure you're using the one that says Ngesom Band Book Week.
Yes.
The other one you can close now because you don't need that one anymore.
All right.
So close that.
Okay.
All right, and now let's take, I'm going to give you a few minutes
Okay.
to keep working on the, let's take the next two questions right into the sheet.
All right. So what is Band Book Week about?
Let's try number 5 and see how that one fares.
Okay. So the question for this one is, why is Captain Underpants on the banned books list? And then the other question, according to Dave Pilkey, what should you do if you think a book is offensive or should not be in the library? Yeah. Okay, it's coming. The videos are a little slow.
Okay, so you've had some time to work with the QR codes. Why don't you tell me a little about the experience with working with them? How did it go?
Actually, I enjoyed working with the QR codes. I thought it was a fun way of interacting with information, different, and using tools that I have at my hand, like my phone.
Okay.
And the major challenges were the internet connection. So you need to have a stable internet connection in order to interact with the thing. Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. Okay, so those are good observations, and you know they're correct. So we often learn with technology, it's you know, you are gaining on one end, but you know, it has its own challenges. But you know, you did a great job of persevering and continuing to try. And as we've used up our time that we had during class time, but you are totally to go on with that and continue working with it at home.
Yes.
Which your connections might be better at home too. It'll make it a little easier.
Yes.
And if you finish all the questions, or when you finish all the questions, don't forget, make sure you hand it in to me.
Yep.
And also give it to the librarian so you can get your prize.
Yes.
All right. So right now we're going to move on to the next part of our lesson, which is creating your own codes.
Yay.
So what do you think about that?
That is exciting.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so I've passed out an assignment.
Yes.
I want you to take a couple minutes. I want you to read everything first yourself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take your questions.
All
Take
right.
take your time and read it carefully. It's a lot of information in there. Okay, so have you finished reading your instructions?
I've finished reading the instructions.
Okay, so what can you tell me? What are we supposed to do for this project? Tell me what you remember.
Yeah. Basically, I'm supposed to create a scavenger hunt using a topic that I find interesting. I mean, it can be any topic or it can be about the banned books.
Right.
And I'm supposed to come up with 10 clues or 10 questions. And for each of those, I need to create a QR code with a link that will provide my players the information or the answers to the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you have it. Do you have any questions about how to proceed with this right now that you can think of?
Apart from not knowing, not yet being comfortable with creating a QR code, I will see as I go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So let's now take a look at your QR code reader, and let's take a few steps and actually let's do this. Okay, so let's open up our QR code reader.
Okay.
Let's use this one again.
Yeah, let's use that.
Here's your QR code reader. And all the different QR code readers they operate differently, but this one is Kaiwa, and the way to get to the QR code generator is to click the little tab that's at the very bottom. It looks like a QR code.
Okay.
All right, and then that will give you some options across the top. What do you see there across the top?
All right, so there's a tab for contacts, there's a tab for apps, there's a tab for bookmarks, and then a tab for text.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what if you click under bookmarks?
All right.
What do you see?
So under bookmarks, I see some bookmarks that are probably on this device. Yeah.
Okay, and just take a look at the contacts. Take a look at each tab.
All right.
Just see. Tell me what you see. Under contacts, what does it look like?
So under contacts, you have some phone numbers and some emails.
So how do you think you would use this QR code with a contact? What do you think that would do for you?
Maybe if you want to quickly link to some contacts, let's say I can make a group of emails and create a QR code that can lead somebody to that information.
Yeah, how about making your phone number a QR code, and so you hand the QR code to your friends,
Yes.
and instantly they can get your phone number.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are different kinds of information that you can store with QR codes on contact numbers and addresses. Under apps,
Yeah.
that one's going to give you all different kinds of applications that you can use. So you can make contacts for calendar and for pictures, all kinds of different things that are listed there.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, did you have a topic in mind that you think you want to do your scavenger hunt on?
Let's do plants.
Plants? Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, so now Do you have a question in mind, and do you know of a website that you'd like to, or would you like to just do a text? You can do a text QR code.
Okay. I mean, I like that one of the options was to come up with the questions and then use those questions to find websites and then do that.
All right. So I want to pause for a moment to make a comment. On review, this was a missed opportunity. She was sticking with the directions while I was focusing on getting to create a code. I think that was a signal that I was getting off the track and possibly confusing the student. With reflection, I think I would have stopped and tried to go back and look at the instructions that I'd given. Let's go to the one for text.
All right. So I'm on text.
And let's make a QR code with some text. So your first clue was about plants. All right, what's your first question going to be? And then why don't you type your answer into this box?
All right. So
Tell me what your question will be first. You can type the question in there
all right.
as well.
So what is the oldest living? How old is the oldest plant in the world?
Okay, so type the question in.
All right. All right.
And now, since this is going to be your QR code, I want you to also put the answer, because this is what people are going to click on the QR code to read your answer. So put the answer in.
Right after the
Sure.
question.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
put the question.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So now let's click on the word generate, and generate is going to create your QR code for that question.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. You've created your first QR code.